Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quiver podcast. Tonight, I am joined by Brian
Hi everyone.
and Mr. Vic Hapin.
Good day, everybody.
Good day, good day. So it's we're recording this now in the evening, and a UAP game just ended. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But before we get into the details, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of good episodes coming up. In fact, we have a couple of episodes coming out where we talk about the CDC, specifically the cheer dance competition. So for those that are interested in cheer dance, or try to want to understand it a little bit more, just like us, please come and listen to our next episode, which we will cover the cheer dance after that happens on December 1. So that happens right after our Final Four match against Adamson. And before we go, we talk about that Final Four against Adamson match. The Final Four is set, guys, right? Like, sige, let's go through this one by one. It's DLSU versus Adamson and UST versus Dilimol, UP. So, so Brian, ano yung mga ano natin? Ano yung mga nangyayari sa Final Four natin? Ano yung mga streaks that haven't been broken and we don't want to break yet?
Um, as far as I know, as long as Lasal is in the top two, never surrendered it. The spot finals lagi basta top two. It has happened 16 times before. Uh, Most recent was last year, and we are primed to go back to the finals, providing we finish the business against Adamson, also a team that we haven't lost to in the Final Four. Nakalaban na natin Adamson dalawang beses, in 2016 and in 2017. We both disposed them in one game each lang. So that bodes well for us, especially also this season we haven't lost to them. We also swept the season series so far. But all of those will be thrown out of the window, syempre, kasi ang laban na naman sa playoffs is just to win. And fortunately for us, we just have to win one. So, yan yung what's on the line
Oh,
going
oh,
into this season.
all right. So thanks for that, Brian. And and to add to that, no team in the Final Four, in this year's Final Four, has beaten DLSU yet. I want to go to Vic in a bit, but before I talk to Vic, what is your thoughts on this Final Four scenario? But before you answer that, I just want to preface this by saying none of our predictions in our panel went through. Like, nobody imagined seeing Adamson in the Final Four. Props to them, by the way. Uh, Everyone expected NU there. And I think the last place was a little bit of a toss up between different schools. I actually don't even remember if like UST was in that list also. I think what we were fairly certain of was 1 and 2. Sorry, what everyone except me was certain of was 1 and 2. And then but this is a whole different Final Four, Vic. And what do you think about this? How does this bode well for both DLSU and Adamson and UP and UST? Maybe you can start with the UP UST muna very quickly before we dive into the LaSalle Adamson one.
I think medyo malaking bagay sa predictions natin why nag-iba. Kasi for example, yun nga, Omer Jan got injured kagad first game and then from there, NU wasn't able to recover. Like, I think ako yata, I predicted NU to be in the Final Four. I think yung fourth place naman talaga was up for grabs. I think. So, and it's anybody's ball game yung fourth spot eh. So, I think FEU yata hinulaan kung papasok if I'm not mistaken. Kasi maganda yung preseason nila eh. Yun yung naging despite na mga bata sila, they played well in the preseason. Na feel ko konting tweaks here and there, they will be able to pull it through. And I think almost na nagkatotoo naman siya. I think they were just one game behind, tama ba, if I recall it correctly. Isang laro lang yung naging pagkukulang nila to get into the final four spot. So going into the matchups, UST UP, just quick, I think ang magiging challenge dito ng UST is their bench. their bench is still suspect. If their key players will be able to play, kung tatagal yung key players nila ng mas makahabang minuto ng laro and at the same time not get into foul trouble, I think they can make the game close and see it from there. Kasi watching UP's past games, parang hindi din malinis yung games ni UP. So from as a neutral, yun yung aabangan ko doon. Will UP be able to play a clean game wherein lahat puputok, lahat maglalaro ng maganda for them to have that big win? Kasi ngayon parang lahat these past few games ni UP kailangan merong heroics sa dulo. For example, it's either puputok si Maymay or puputok si Harold, but nothing of that dominating win sa talent at deep ng lineup na meron sila. So, yun yung isang for UP. I think for...
interject ko lang muna.
Sige.
We have
Sige.
it very quickly is that I hope our Lasallian viewers appreciate that we still call Maymay.
Yeah.
Oo.
Sorry.
Yung JDUP yan eh. Yung Maymay. Nasa lista yan eh. So,
Yeah.
singit ko lang yun. Sorry, Vic.
Yeah. Correct. Oo nga, baka ma-confuse sila. Sino si Maymay?
Si Maymay yung it was the kid who
Lasal
got,
version.
is
Yeah.
the kid who got JH to the championship. And happy anniversary to that. I think that happened.
Yeah.
like,
Oo. Yes,
several
nasa
years,
feed.
few years ago. Oo.
Nasa feed ko yun. Yeah.
Oo.
Nasa feed ko yun recently. Yep.
Oo, nakita
Yun.
ko 40 pounds ago out I was 40 pounds light. Anyway, sorry Vic, go on.
Sige. Yun. For naman, UST, yun nga, crucial for them na hindi ma-fall trouble si Usher. Si Usher Tungkara. hindi siya dapat ma-fall trouble eh. Kundi, you got it back. When you're yari ka. Yari ka eh. Wag na-fall trouble si Usher, yari sila. Kasi, I don't think, same with UE. Hindi sila matangkad na team this season eh. So, after Tungkara, hindi ko alam sinong big ang ipapalit nila to match up with
Eko Laure. Bakit? Bali mo ba? Magic bonus si Eko Laure.
Sige. Baka si Eko sa pian ng talent ng tatay niya. Okay lang din. Hindi. I won't complain, di ba? Anyway, pero yun yung ni UST talaga. If their key players, kasi sa regular season series, elimination round, nasanay ako sa NBA to regular season. Sa elimination round rather, si UST lagi lang bumibigay sa dulo. Kasi alam mo ngang kulang sa players, walang bench. Kaya pagdating ng fourth quarter, gassed out na talaga sila. They can't keep toe-to-toe anymore with UP. So yan yung kailangan nilang masagot if they want a chance to beat UP in the playoffs. So yun yung kailangan nila i-address na hindi naman issue but more of concern sa kanila. For us,
no?
Sige.
Sige, interesting. Kasi naalala ko yung UST na yan against UP. Both times after 3 quarters, lamang sila against UP and then doon sila iniiwan ng UP.
Yes, pag fourth quarter, laging dun sila na naiiwan. Kaya yun, bro, yun yung ko eh. Kasi we can see pagdating ng fourth quarter, lost in translation sila bigla. They commit turnover. Actually, nangyayari sa kanila, they miss 1 or 2 shots and then UP runs down on the other side, scores quickly. After that, wala na. Hindi na sila nakaka-recover from that eh. So, yun yung kailangan nilang ayusin. As we all know, UP loves to run and yan ang pace talaga ni UP. They are so efficient scoring from the fast break. So, hanggat maaari, kung magko-commit ka ng turnover, kailangan mo talaga mag-sprint back on defense and set up your half-court defense right away. Kasi kundi UP will really punish you big time. If you don't run back on defense. That's their calling card. Well, for us, kung titignan natin, 2 games natin against Adamson, parehas lopsided wins, comeback, because of our outside shooting. First round, second round, ang init natin sa labas against Adamson. First round, yung hot shooting ni Doy Dungo. Then second round, parang lahat at kung ano yung, di ko
Kahit si
alam kung
Isaiah
anong,
Phillips nakatres
yeah,
nung
one of
second
one.
round.
One of one. So, lahat, di ko alam kung anong pinagkakakain ng players nung second round game against
Pero
Adamson.
pwede nila
Kaya,
ulitin. Yung
pwede
recipe
naman.
na pwede nila ulitin.
Pwede. Pwedeng ulitin sa Agno House kung sino nagluluto kung sino yung kusinero ngayon sa Agno House. Pakiluto ulit 'yun. 'Yun yung kailangan natin sa Sabado and I won't complain. Yun nga kasi it's one of those outliers na ang ganda ng shooting mo sa QPub. Yun. So yun yung second round story naman natin for Adamson. So kung overall parang how would I say this? Parang are we due for a law of averages? Are we yun yung mga questions mo ngayon? Parang how do we approach this game against Adamson on Saturday? Do we still go with the same? May gagawin ba tayong adjustments thinking that we had their number in the elimination round? Ano bang ano natin? Kasi kung hindi for sure Adamson will adjust knowing Coach Nash. For sure may pakulo din yan. We just have to prepare. No disrespect to Adamson. We still need to work this out, but it's more of us than them. It's about us. Kung paano tayo maglalaro, paano yung mindset, paano yung approach natin on this game. If we are on the proper mindset, I don't see us losing. Pero if we're not focused enough, medyo magdedelikado tayo dito if we don't take this seriously and we mean business. And more importantly, sana wag yung dapat first quarter pa lang pukpok na tayo. Hindi pwede yung we allow them to stay close. And alam mo yun, parang may switch ulit. I wanna see us similar to last year's Final Four game against NU na first quarter pa lang talagang we worked hard for it. Tinrabaho natin in such a way na fourth quarter NU wants to go home already kasi wala na silang they can't do anything anymore. So yun sana yung gusto kong makitang attitude sa Saturday kasi for sure X's and O's may gagawin yan both teams. They will prepare hard and they will prepare really tough for this playoff game. So it will all boil down to the attitude ng players. Kung gaano gutom manalo.
All right. Thanks, Vic. before I move on to our next topic, we talked about the law of averages when we talk about the game against Adamson. Pero let's step back lang tayo ng konti, right? We played so bad against NU. So baka yun na yung law of averages game natin, di ba?
Sana nga.
Yeah.
Sana nga.
Brian, ikaw, like, if you think about LaSalle's performance over the last stretch of games, are we due for another 3-point shooting type of game? Or baka mas normal na to? Or also considering, of course, na wala tayo sa QPAV.
At least relieving sa akin na nakascore ng 2 tries si Kevin in a Gilas uniform. So sabi ko napaka-QPAV court yan more than anything. Kasi kahit libre siya sa QPAV, di pumapasok kaya sa MOA, kuhanan niya yung templa. But the game is an Araneta, by the way. Tingin ko yung tres, if it's open, it will always be there. So we will expect the team to stay shooting those, hindi tres or kahit yung mga long twos, ganyan. Basta from the perimeter. Kasi Adamson will have Ojericre and Manzano who will protect the paint. So we can have players like Mike Phillips who can score against them, pero hindi naman lahat ganun. So hanap ka ng way around it with your perimeter shooting. Pero ang maganda rin iniisip ko ngayon ng off averages since nabanggit na siya ni Vic, yung defense. In both times we beat Adamson, they only scored 52 and 45. So it also, and considering na ang lowest output natin sa offense this season was 54 against NU, if the defense holds constant, we would still have enough to beat Adamson. Adamson yung tipong team na ano eh, if they're really hot from shooting, syempre mag-adjust ka sa defense sa pinapakita natin. When we lost to NU at QPAV, they scored 63 points. Apat lang doon yung tres. So parang sa akin, if I would take that into account, aware yung team sa importance of closing out shooters and nagkakataon lang talaga na may extra pass. That's why NU took those threes and pumasok siya. But NU is not a high volume shooting 3-point team compared to Adamson. Kaya masasabi ko na Adamson will obviously open up the floor with their perimeter shooting. Ginagawa naman nila yan eh. Hindi lang ramdam kasi when they did it against us, hindi talaga pumapasok. And then nagsabay na, mainat tayo. So parang iniisip ko, if malamig pa din tayo sa tres, basta our defense holds constant, I think we have enough to make up for it elsewhere. Whether try to make an extra pass kina Raven Gonzalez or yung mga layup nila Makalalag, Duena, they have those in their bag. So, there are many different ways to attack the offense. Ang concern ko na lang siguro sa law of averages, I hope mababa natin yung average ng turnovers natin. Because I think if we don't address that properly and we commit the normal turnover output we have this season per game, Adamson will like that kasi that will mean less opportunities for us to execute on offense.
Okay, I wanted to add something right before I go to our next segment, and the commentators had discussed this during the game, is that Adamson only allows teams to score 60 points. So they're the highest defensive rated team in the league. And it's true. If you take a look at, if I'm looking at all the results, okay, I kind of get it. Yeah, for sure. They're allowing teams to score less, around 60-61 points. But there are four outliers. A couple of outliers. Actually, not four. There are 7 outliers. The 4 are the games against LaSalle and UP. They gave up so many points, so the averages move up. The next one would be the game against FEU, where they allowed 76 points, something like that. And then the last one
Overtime
is...
yan eh.
the overtime game, yeah. Sorry, 6 pala. Na mali yung counting ko. And the last one is, they also allowed UST 75 points, so that was large. But the last one is their other game against UE, where they only allowed 37 points for UE. So, like, if you look at those averages, like, half of those are medyo far off, right? And we have to make sure that we continue to do well offensively to perform, and hopefully win game 1 on Saturday. One last thing before I go to the next topic. For both of you guys, who would you put on Montebon?
Si Vic muna.
Guliena.
How about you, Brian?
Makalalag. Just to have a different answer.
Oh, yun lang naman eh. Actually, yun lang naman. Kahit ako, yun ang pinagpipilian ko lang naman eh. EJ and JC lang naman.
Ako din eh. Kasi you have one that's really fast, one that's really long. So, parang you can't go wrong with both eh. And I think we need to really harass Montebon so that they don't get to set up their plays the right way. All right. For our next segment, which is the Blue Fire Derechuhan segment. Blue Fire, the only blue that's right for you. We made that up. That's not really their tagline, but yeah, if you're looking for LPG, any of your LPG needs, please consider Blue Fire. Especially what branch, Vic?
Greenwoods.
At least may green yung Blue Fire natin, di ba? Okay. Our Blue Fire Derechuhan question for the day, which I am gonna pose to both Brian and Vic, is, what is our plan B if our trees don't fall?
Uulitin ko ulit. Pwede mag mid-range. Nabuhay si Jordan sa mid-range. pwede nyo gawin yan. I mean, makaka-survive ka dyan. But, I think okay naman na if we can convert off our dribble drive baskets, bakit naman hindi, 'di ba? I mean, hindi rin naman ganong kalakihan si Adamson. So I would assume our guards and wing players can attack the basket, no?
Yeah.
And yun, apart from that, you just take shots from mid-range if it's available to you. Ano ka lang, kailangan mo lang kunin yung rhythm mo muna sa malapit before you can get your rhythm from the outside. Basically, that's it. I think siguro pwede mo pa i-add dyan transition baskets. Kung di ka makashoot sa labas, play defense and run. Stop score na lang yung kailangan mo maging mindset. If you're having difficulty to really score on your half-court sets, speed up the game. Get steals off pressure defense, score easy baskets on transition.
All right. How about you, Brian? What is your Diretsyon hot take for this plan B?
Sige. Hindi ko na pwede ulitin sagutin yung sagot ko kasi.
Sorry.
Saka
Pero
para
sinabi
may
ni
iba.
Vic lahat ng play so you have to make up a play, Brian. That's what you do.
Kaya, gagawa ko ng bagong play. 4-point play. The joke.
3-4-3, ganon.
Okay. Ang iniisip ko lang is we can be more aggressive and try to get as many fouls as we can. And then, alam ko may problema tayo sa free throws. Like, it surfaced the last time we played against NU. But there were also games na maganda yung free throw shooting natin. So as long as we get those opportunities, ano rin yun eh, what we don't usually take note of pagka nagkaka-free throw opportunities, it stops the clock. Therefore, it also allows us to manage our energy. Hindi tayo yung team talaga na hindi naman problema dyan because I would say we have the fittest lineup in the UAP. It also allows us to pagdating sa dulo, pagka gusto na talaga natin takbuhan, yun, makikita na nasa 70% pa siguro tayo, tas yung kalaban natin baka 40% na lang. And then, practice yun kasi obviously in the finals, if we get there, yung free throw shooting mamamagnify yan at any point. So, maganda na rin siyang pagpag kasi pangit nga yung free throw shooting ng NU game. So, just to really make sure na we do better this time. And then it will also put Adamson Biggs in foul trouble. Let's say if he can get fouls kay Ojerique, kay Manzano, kay Anabo, Mantua, yung mga iba na lang X-Factor guys, it will make their rotation thinner. I mean, in terms of rotation, Adamson have very similar type players. So tipong they don't really have the particular go-to guy except maybe for Manzano. The rest, nagsaswap sila. For example, it can be Hierro, it can be Kalisay, it can be Franzman on a given night. Parang ganun. Erolon yan. Someone can step up Parang ganun ng trend sa Adamson. But if kaya natin panipisin yung rotation nila and they dig deep to other players na wala masyadong playing time, I think we can finish the fight off easily. But then we have to be wary lang of Adamson. So yan lang yung iniisip ko kasi syempre di rin natin alam baka yung X-Factor nila yung never pa nagka-minutes. So, with Coach Nash teams usually built like that. So even nung FEU days. Problema lang nung FEU days parang sobrang daming stars naman. Ngayon, parang sobrang daming role players. So, it's a different kind of level but at the same time, yung contributions, ganun yung expect natin. So, panipisin yung rotation yung play ko, yung plan B ko through attacking aggressively.
I wanna say two things to what you guys said is that I'm saying this for the lack of an overall better term is that Cedric Manzano somehow turned into Jokic in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Not in his scoring, pero alam mo yung impact niya, yung sumusundot lang siya, tapos naka-steal, tapos yung getting the rebounds. Like, in the last 4 minutes of that game, when UE was making that big run, siya talaga yung he really showed his presence and became a massive factor. And I don't forget that kasi even last, I think we've always struggled with the guy Not except this year, but we've generally struggled with Manzano. So we have to make sure that we also keep him in play. Which is basically my hot take.
I, I'll just add na in the two losses they had against Lasal, medyo okay din yung stat line ni Manzano in both games.
Yeah.
So, he's
Yeah.
steady. He's the steadiest guy they have. Ang problema is parang nagfo-fall off yung iba. Kaya we can expect probably more or less the same sa kanya. But if ma-contain natin siya, then I think chances are wala. They will really have to dig deep for them to just keep in step. No, parang ganun.
Yeah, which I think has generally been the strategy of the LSU naman throughout this season is let one person kill you, and then the rest, if there are a no-show, it's fine. We saw that with Bahay, we saw that with Gagulangan. To your point, Brian, si Manzano, it was like that. But we can also turn it around kasi si Pre, di naman gumawa masyado against us, 'di ba? So it'll depend, and I like the flexibility of our coaches on that note that they will adjust on the situation on the situation depending on what we need. So I think after this conversation, it just goes to show na if our threes hit, relax tayo a little bit. Hopefully, if they go down, if Andre Dungo has another great game, scores 69 points, I'm sure Willie will be
Yun.
will be very happy
Maganda.
about that. Well, then we'll goes back to the finals. But if we don't, and we are a championship team, we have the necessary pieces in place, and we've seen throughout the regular season what the different scenarios that were put in front of this team, the different scenarios at anong ginagawa natin. So we can expect more or less the same, and maybe a magic bunot out of the hat. Maybe this is finally the time na i-unleash nila si Konov, 'di ba? Na inintay na nila na yung finals, 'di ba?
Oo.
Kasi he's a good shooter, man. Like, so let's see. Before I end the topic on DLSU versus Adams, is there anything else you guys want to add?
Meron ako. Ano lang. I think what I'm going to go with is yung predictions. So, para lang matest natin si Gio. Kung anong prediction mo. Kasi sabi niya hindi counted yung NU game eh. Hindi counted yung NU game.
Hindi counted. Sige.
Naduwali pa ako dun
Talo ba tayo? Oo. Talo ba tayo dito o panalo tayo? And then, ito na siguro yung
I'm gonna say we're gonna win.
Wow!
Yeah. Di counted yung NU kasi di ko alam na ongoing yung game eh. Nagulat na lang ako na tapos na eh. Pag-check ko ng chat natin, ha? Tapos na? Ha? Talo tayo?
Sabagay, in terms of results, parang it's more of lang. Kung yung record lang naman yung si Milton. Ako, I'm gonna say it's a win. I would say we should not let Adamson score more than 60 points. That's what I'm saying. I think our defense can do that. Adamson, siguro may outlier lang dyan if suddenly all their knees start to fall at some point. Then naabot silang 60. Pero ang kumpiyansa ko kasi is even if they score more than 60, we can still beat them. It's just that it wouldn't be as straightforward as the 30-point or the 25-point win. Sinabi ko na yan nung second round preview of the Adamson game. Hindi ko na-expect na ganun pa din pala yung flow ng game. So, I think it should be closer. Mataas naman yung margin eh. Parang 24 points or under. But,
yeah.
I think it could be single digits or mga 10. Mga 6 to 12 yung nakikita ko. I just think we have enough experience to beat this Adamson team. We cannot disregard them. They've won 2 games in a row. Although yung level of competition na nakalaban nila, a questionable Ateneo team that already eliminated, so wala nang moral yun. And then the UP team that was just on a nosedive of a season. So I don't think we are in that level naman, to be fair. So we just have to show that. Kasi kung may rust, we could be at some point in that level, and that will encourage Adamson. So if we do our part nga, sabi nga ni Vic, if isa pa lang kayod na layuan na, then maybe it's a repeat of NU last season. Ikaw, Vic.
Same din with Brian siguro na ang ko is 10-point win. Yun yung ko doon. I think that's the safest prediction na masasabi ko. 10-point win, but I won't be surprised if the league will be bigger if we really take care of business and show that we mean business on Saturday.
I think, on the other hand, we will go up big and coast towards the end and land on a 15 or 10-point lead. That is my prediction. And the reason why I am predicting that is because that is exactly what the Benil Blazers need to do in their next game against Mapua.
Ganun pa yun!
wait.
At least Araneta may game clock na.
At least Araneta may game clock. Wait. Okay. Wait lang when we talked about the Benil Blazers in the last game, ano sinabi natin? Kailangan nila lumamang ng 30 para pag dumikit, panalo pa rin sila.
Oo.
I guess they were listening to us. Yun
yung sakit nila
Oo. I guess they were listening to us because that's exactly what happened.
Namamagic sila namamagic.
Mas marami yatang times na nahabol sila kaysa hindi sila nahabol.
Yeah.
Oo. So, I mean, I'm not throwing any shade to them or anything, but I think as Lasalians, when we see, I don't know how many times this happened to you guys throughout the season, is you open your X, you open your Facebook or whatever, and you're like, alam mo, Benita 20, sige, lunch na ako, do whatever, and then when you open it again, you're like, tatalo na 4 points, right? So it's happened quite a bit, and Charles Chu has openly said a couple of times how frustrated he was. Now that we're talking about Benil, quick preview of the finals. I already said my piece. Kailangan lumamang ng 30 para may time tayo. But what else? What else can you guys say about this? The games against Mapua. Brian, you can go ahead siguro.
Paano ba to, Vic? Interesting yung timing ng matchup nila ng Mapua, no? Kasi the first round happened first game. Tama ba? First game yun, no? Samoa.
Yeah. Yep.
And then second game was the second to the last game of both teams.
Yes.
Where Mapua got its revenge against Benil through a Clint Escamis buzzer beater 3. So in both games, I think lamang muna Mapua, if I remember correctly.
Nung first round, yes.
Tapos CSB ang humabol.
And then I think
one of the few games na CSB ang humabol.
The run happened, I think, mga third quarter, and then...
Yeah, third to fourth.
Hindi mo na napansin. Yeah, hindi mo na napansin. Wala na, breakaway na sila.
Tapos may nangyari pa ditong off the court na medyo nakalimutan na kasi mahaba yung season ng NCAA. Tapos yung round 2 nila, baliktad naman. CSB naman yung lamang ng malaki. And then Mapua chipped away and suddenly they found themselves with the rare opportunity to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
3-point shot. So we can say na these teams know each other well already. Sila din Final Four last year. Mapua beat CSB in one game.
Hindi, Bray, mali. I think San Beda CSB last year.
Yeah.
Tapos San Beda beat CSB.
Hindi, Mapua diba? CSB, I was there. Kasi
Lyceum sa San Beda. O nga pala, tama. I stand corrected. Sorry.
Jacob Cortez, the future Greek coach.
Yeah.
Kaya sabi ko, may pinapanood ako dito. Siya lang naman pinapanood ko nun.
Meron din ako papanoorin dapat nun nung Final Four. Kaya lang, wala.
Anyway, yun, parang there's a small story between these teams. Also, both teams na matagal nang hindi nag-champion sa NCAA. CSB last won 2000, Mapua 1991.
Yeah.
So,
back-to-back yun.
Yung gutom ng communities. Yung Mapua, no, back-to-back. Tama ba?
Acheng Benny. Kay Acheng Benny, Benny Cheng. Yes.
Ang naalala ko lang.
They faced San Beda in the final, si Boy Beats Victoria, ang player ng San Beda that time.
Yung 1990-1991 ng Mapua, no? Halos kung hindi natanggal yung championship ng Lasal.
Yeah.
Kasabay siya ng Lasal Tapos
Yes.
yung CSB Championship nung Lasal. Kasabay din, I mean, yung CSB Championship nung 2000.
Oo.
Kasabay din ng Lasal. So,
Oo.
history repeating itself one way or another. Pero syempre, mas gusto natin if may champions.
I want to repeat ng 2000 kasi nag-cutting ako ng 2000 para panoorin yung game sa Rizal.
Yung 2000, nag-stay yung championship sa Lasal. Yung 1991, binawi.
Oo nga.
Wait. Technically, hindi siya binawi.
Oo. It's still ours. It's still ours in our books.
Pero syempre, sasabihin ng iba, hindi. Sa atin siya.
Yeah.
So, Vic, alam mo yung roster ng CSB, alam mo din yung itsura ng Mapua. Ako ang nakikita ko lang is pareho silang loaded on offense. But who do you think has the edge when it comes to the third meeting this season?
Ang dadalhin ng Mapua is yung finals experience nila definitely because they've been on the same stage last year. And I think third finals nila to in 4 years. Tama ba ako?
Yes.
Parang third finals in 4 years diba? Tapos, I think this is CSB's second finals appearance in 3 years naman. So, although for ang siguro slight edge ni Mapua is mas may intact players sila ngayon na nag-finals last year compared to CSB na totally different team dun sa nag-finals against Letran 2 years ago. Ibang-iba na yung itsura ng CSB this season. Although di mo rin matatawaran na NCAA vets din naman yung naglalaro ngayon for Benil. So that's what can keep them in the thick of the fight pagdating dito sa finals na to, no? Kasi sasabihin ang common storyline dito, experience versus your non-experience but hindi mo pwede sabihin yun for CSB since NCAA vets din naman tong mga maglalaro for CSB in the finals. I think I will predict na parang close game to first half, trying to feel each other out, and then kasi yun yung trend for the 2 games sa elimination round parang someone takes the lead, yung isa habol. So parang there will be, since both teams will adjust, I can see na first half medyo kapaan, and then pagdating ng second half, someone will make a run and eventually put the game into sleep. Both players on both sides were able to get a taste of facing I'd call it mid-pro players. So, yung mga players ni Mapua, some of them played in the MPBL. Similarly, itong mga players ng CSB na iba also exposed in commercial leagues. So, magandang laban, magandang matchup. It's difficult, to be honest. I want CSB to win. But I know it's not going to be easy. Kailangan din nilang pagtrabahuan. Matibay din na team si Mapua, especially a team coached by Randy Alcantara. It's not an easy game to play. Marami din baon si Coach Randy when you face him sa game.
Ang iniisip ko lang is baka ba may trauma ba yung Mapua? Kasi mga bedista ulit yung iba nilang makakalaban. Mga Dennis Owen bedista.
pwede.
Di ba? Inot, Sanchez, Cometa, and then si Liwag from EAC, and then si Ancheta actually is quite impressive, no? For them. Initially, he wasn't starting as much, pero in the Final 4 game against San Beda, he started and he really delivered. Sabi natin before that game, parang Cometa Astrodome, pero parang Cometa Astrodome
Yo, naging si Jumel lang nagdikta. Well, actually, yan ang yung Bri, that's the luxury naman ni Coach Charles he has Ian Torres, Gab Cometa, si Jumel Ancheta, lahat solid, and then you have Tony Inot. Medyo talaga siya. Yan yung luxury na meron si Coach Charles. He can really parang put in anybody at any point in time na pwede mong pagkatiwalaan na they will deliver pagka pinasok mo sila.
Yeah. For it's nice to see actually pag nanonood tayo ng St. Benil basketball, yung mga plays na minsan when they make their own ISO plays, ang exciting din panoorin eh. Parang alam mo yun, kahit neutral ka matutuwa ka. That's how I would describe it. Ako semi-neutral ako.
Skilled talaga sila. Yeah. Skilled individually, they can break your defense down. Same thing naman with Mapua. I mean, Cuenco Recto, they have good si Mangubat, yung galing Red Robins. Yeah. Yung ano rin yan sila. So yun nga, there are no pushovers, and if you're a neutral, maganda siya panoorin, exciting siya panoorin. It just so happen na syempre we are rooting for CSB to win the championship. And hopefully tayo din. So bring back that year 2000 na champions both yung NCAA and UAAP championship both reside in Taft Avenue.
Ayan. Ano siya, no? Sunday yung game 1?
Sunday yung game 1. Yeah. In Araneta.
2 p.m. Tama ba? 2 p.m.
So, for the LaSallians this week, suki tayo ng Araneta. Kasi we have a game on Saturday, we have a game on we have a game on Sunday. So, suki tayo ng Araneta this weekend. And also si Moa for the cheer dance din.
Ayan, babanggitin ko kasi kaya ako siya tinanong kasi alam ko 2 p.m. yung CSB game, diba? And then 2 p.m. din yung cheer dance. So Gio, may reminder kaya about cheer dance?
Yeah, diba? Yeah. Please listen to our episode on the cheer dance. We've invited some people that know much more than us. We're not gonna pretend to be experts in this field to discuss things with us. Kasi come on, like di natin alam to eh. So former Pep people, my batchmates. So hopefully thank you for listening. And if you haven't listened to Adrian, who's also my classmate, di nga lang ako pinayagan pumunta kasi may something daw ako. So so if please watch that episode with Adrian as well. It's fantastic. Like provides some insight into the matters at hand. All right, and I think that wraps it up for today's episode. Like sometimes we here at the Quiver try to force it up to 69 minutes. Pero
Brian, medyo ngayon. Medyo iibahin natin ngayon. Iibahin natin.
Hindi. We will leave you with a lo-fi na matagal para lang lo-fi na alma mater na matagal para umabot ng 69.
Running lang siya.
Oo.
Running lang. Until mag-69 siya.
Until mag-69 minutes. Pero, that being said, like, you could still subscribe to us. Like, I think that would be cool. Like, if you like the lo-fi alma mater, but if you don't, okay lang din naman. You can also just like us and subscribe to The Quiver. So, thank you for listening to The Quiver. It's been a pleasure talking about the Final Four. And we hope to see everyone at the games. Please do not hesitate to approach any one of us.
And, you can see us naman here.
Yeah.
You can recognize us.
Yeah, you can. And if you're afraid to approach someone, just approach Willie. Like, he does not bite sometimes. So, yun lang. So, thank you for listening to The Quiver. And Animo.
Lasal!
We're getting there.
Natatrain tayo ng Pep.
Yes. We will improve that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.